You've done thousands of them in the gym or on your bedroom floor. The push-up is the most recommended exercise on the planet, and for building a bigger chest, it might be the biggest waste of your time. Sounds stupid, I know. Push-ups have been around forever, and look, when you're starting out, they do the job. That part's real. But here's what happens to basically everyone. Muscles only grow when you give them a reason to. You make a movement hard, the body builds muscle so it can handle it next time. That's the whole game. Push-ups start out hard, then they get easy. And once they're easy, the reason to grow is gone. You can do more and more of them, but more easy reps don't build a bigger chest. They just build endurance. There's also a second thing, and it's simpler than it sounds. A muscle grows the most when it's stretched and working at the same time, the deepest part of the movement, where it feels the longest and the hardest, and that's where a lot of the growth seems to come from. But in a push-up, the floor stops you. Your chest hits the floor, and the rep is over before you ever reach that deep stretch. So you're skipping the exact part that grows the most. And I know some of you are gonna comment. There's a study that says push-ups grow your chest just as much as bench press, and you're right. That study exists. 2 groups. One trained the bench press, the other just did push-ups. 8 weeks later, they measured everyone's chest, and the push-up group grew just as much as the bench press group. So, push-ups are as good as the bench. Science says so, right? But except, look at what they actually did. The push-ups in that study were nothing like the ones you do. They didn't let those guys cruise through easy reps. They leveled up the difficulty until every set was a war. And they took all of them to failure. The point where you can't do one more if your life depended on it. And there's another study where push-ups kept pace with a heavy bench. But to make that happen, they had to strap resistance bands across the lifter's back, pulling him into the floor just to make the movement heavy enough to matter. Now, when you think about it, they had to load weight onto the push-up before it could compete. They had to turn it into something it isn't. So yeah, the chest grew, but not because it was a push-up. It grew because they took something easy and forced it to be brutal. The push-up was just the container. The thing actually building the muscle was the difficulty. And that's the whole point. It was never that the push-up was good or bad, it was always the difficulty, which is exactly why the push-up fails you. That's why I stopped doing them, and once you see what to do instead, you'll never go back. Now, before anyone takes this the wrong way, I'm not saying push-ups are useless. They're not. If you've never trained before, they will build muscle. Your body's not used to anything, so even your own body weight is enough of a shock to grow. If you're stuck somewhere with no gym, no weights, nothing, then push-ups beat sitting there doing nothing every single time. They're a great warm-up. They're good for endurance, and if all you want is to stay in decent shape, they'll get you there. So if that's you, keep doing them, seriously. No problem with any of that. Now, here's the obvious next thought. If the problem is that push-ups are too easy and too shallow, just go bench press, right? Heavy weight, done. And yeah, that's closer, but it's not the full answer, and if you stop there, you'll fix one problem and miss the other. Remember, there were 2 things wrong. The weight never goes up, and you never hit the deep stretch. A heavy bench fixes the weight. But pick the wrong setup, and you still cut the movement short, and you're right back to training the easy half, just with a barbell now. The real fix has to solve both at the same time, more weight and a deeper stretch than the floor ever allowed. And the good news is, it's simple. It takes about 10 seconds to set up. Here's exactly how to do it. Start with the dumbbells. Lie back on a bench with one in each hand and press them up like a normal chest press. But here's the part that matters, the part the floor never let you do. At the bottom, let your hands drop low, past your chest, down until you feel that pull across the muscle, like it's being stretched open under the weight. That pull is the whole point. That's the deep position the floor cut off, and now you're loaded up right in the middle of it. And when it gets easy, you grab heavier dumbbells, the thing your body weight could never do, you now do in 2 seconds. Now dips are the other big one. Find parallel bars, or even 2 sturdy surfaces you can lower yourself between. The trick is the angle. Don't stay straight up and down, because that turns it into an arm exercise. Tip your chest forward, lean into it, and you'll feel the work shift right onto the chest. Drop down until you feel that same stretch, then drive back up. Also, a quick warning on these. Only go as deep as your shoulders are happy with. If something pinches or feels sharp, come up higher and shorten it. The stretch should feel like a stretch, not a warning sign. Respect that line, and once dips get easy, you don't add reps. You loop a belt around your waist, hang a plate off it, and now you're loading the movement heavier for as long as you keep training. Now, let's talk about history a little. Why do we all do push-ups? People have been using the push-up to measure men for more than a century. The word itself goes back to around 1905, and ever since, it's been the exercise that decides whether you're fit or not. The Army made it part of their fitness test, counting how many you could do in 2 minutes. Schools copied it. It turned into the thing you had to pass to prove you were tough. But listen to this. Go look at the Army's own fitness manual. Read what they say the push-up is actually for. It's not strength, it's not muscle. They say straight up that the push-up measures the endurance of your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Think about that for a second. The most famous chest exercise there is was never meant to build a chest. It was meant to test who could last the longest, who could grind out the most reps before their arms gave out. That was the whole point of it. And somewhere along the line, everyone just forgot. We took a test made to measure stamina and started using it to build muscle. Millions of guys on the floor every day, banging out reps, waiting for a bigger chest from a move that was built to measure something totally different. So, honestly, it was never really your fault it wasn't working. You were told a stamina test was a muscle builder, and once that clicks, you're never going to see a push-up the same way again.